Day 3, final day here at Houston, also episode 45. We just wanted to spend a couple seconds giving a shout out to one of our biggest fans, Brenda, also our biggest critic in Brookfield, Wisconsin. We appreciate you tuning in every morning and questioning Matt's honey choices. So
yeah, we have really dialed the fun up.
We have
today.
Yeah,
I don't know what we both had.
Morning encouragements from Brenda. We had coffee in our coffee cup.
Yeah. Well, I just meant energy drinks, but
yeah.
Welcome indeed to Mecum in the Morning, our final show from here at the NRG Center in Houston. But what a day we have in store, Breon. We've got all kinds of crazy cars and trucks and some really unique vehicles.
And some RVs.
And some RVs, a little bit of tease of what's coming up in store later in the show. As always, let's give you the daily rundown of what will be crossing the block. Today we've got 56 pieces of road art. We've got 359 vehicles in 5 collections. So
Good
lots
catch,
of great
Matt.
stuff.
Good catch.
I was going to say it's a short day. So 5 collections and 359 vehicles. So lots of great stuff here. If you're in the Houston area, come on out. We talked about this yesterday in the show, Breon. You don't have to be a bidder to come take in one of the best car shows on the planet. You can come spectate.
Yeah, exactly. We saw a lot of people here yesterday that didn't have the bidder badges, and I was going around asking them. They said, you know, they saw us on the morning show or on the news or, you know, a article in the newspaper. And there's a lot of people that just said they wanted to come check out the cars and vehicles here. And it was really cute. And our DP, Alyssa, and I were talking last night after dinner, and she said she saw a father and daughter. They were here as bidders, but it was really cute. And she said the daughter was just as into writing things down on the green sheets as her father was, and excitement every time a car would roll off the block. And then she said she saw them walking around and just checking out the car. So come check out the car show. If you want to bid, you can register here at the service station and join the auction fun.
You mentioned something, Breon, that our viewers may not be fully aware of, are the green sheets. What is that?
A green sheet, it's a new green sheet or set of green sheets printed every day, and it'll give you every lot number with the vehicle that's crossing the block, so you can keep track. Some people turn it into a little game, Matt. So a couple times I've sat with people wondering what they're putting on there, and they'll write the estimate of what they think the car is going to go for off the block. I think it's just a really cool thing. You can turn it into a game, or it's a great way to track when the vehicle you're interested in is coming up.
And that cool name?
What?
Green sheets.
Green sheets.
We call them that because they're literally printed on green paper. So
yeah, can we see this?
Yeah.
So it has every lot number, just the name of the vehicle itself, the year, make, model of it. You can get these pretty much anywhere. You can get them when you get your tickets, your bidder pass. You can go to the service station. But yeah, green sheets are really helpful to track the day and the vehicles.
Yeah, so come on out. We've got a lot in store for today. Bring the family, bring friends. It's easy to, again, get admission if you want to spectate, if you want to bid. It's really easy to do that on site. Breon, something else that we have here is the Mecum merch. I think these shirts, this is the event exclusive tee. Breon's wearing it. It's got a cool truck on the back. I think they've been flying off the peg or off the shelves.
Like an Astro.
Like, yeah, we talked about that earlier in the week. Astro. Oh, man, what was my cool phrase?
I don't remember, Matt.
It was something.
You have so many cool phrases that sometimes it's hard.
You can see it there on the back, that really neat retro Astrocade. That's what it was.
Yes, it was the Astrocade.
But you can see the shacket.
This jacket, which I love. I personally wear that all the time. We just introduced that in Glendale. But yeah, there's tons of great items. And again, if you can't make it to the auction, you can still get everything that we sell on our website, mecumshop.com. But, you know, we prefer seeing you in person. So come on out. Don't hesitate. Oh, I see Ray with the Thunderbird walking by, too. That was pretty nice to see. A gentleman that we covered in an earlier show.
Yeah, his T-Bird's selling today.
There he is on the camera in the red shirt.
And speaking of merch, also, I know we got a shout out earlier in a show. John really was digging our charger here on our desk. That's something else that you can also get. We have a great lineup of die casts.
We do.
A lot of collectors like to collect the big cars, and they also like to collect the smaller cars, too.
Also, Matt, our coffee mugs. Our coffee mugs are available in the Mecum shop as well. And I will tell you, they stand the test of time. We've been traveling with this same exact mugs for a year now. And
yeah, they've held up really well.
Yeah, even after how you pack them.
Well, Breon, also, as we kick off today's show, we still are really riding high on the announcement that we made at Mecum Glendale. And that's about our new TV partner.
Yeah, ESPN Plus. Again, this is our second auction partnering up with ESPN Plus. Our producer, Alyssa, put together a great little package.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott Hoke here in the Mecum booth. We are still going strong on ESPN Plus. The whole gang is here, myself, Bill, Chris, and Danielle, and we hope you will be as well.
Chris Jacobson, yep, we're still here. Join us on ESPN Plus.
Danielle Trotta from Mecum, and the show never stops. The party is still rocking as it always is. We just have a new home.
We're all on ESPN Plus, and we want you to be there too.
Oh, what a great team. They're great. You know, a lot of comments that we were getting on pretty much every platform is, you know, where are Bill, Scott, Danielle? What's going on with them? They're still here, as they said. You saw it live action with them here yesterday. But more questions on that. If you have Hulu and you have Disney Plus, you do have access to watch our live shows. You do have to upgrade the package if you want to watch the replays on ESPN Plus. But if you don't want to upgrade the package, about 72 hours after the auction ends, you can head over to our YouTube channel and watch all the action that we captured there.
I really like how Danielle was color coordinated with the car behind her on the block. I don't know if that was
Danielle. She's got the fashion dial.
She really does.
She does.
I just was like on point there with the Reds. But as you said, it's really been a great partnership, getting our excitement of the auction block to an even wider audience. Real excited to see where it goes from here.
I think it's going to go so far.
So far.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about car culture in Arizona, Brian. Every time we go out there, it is hopping just in terms of car shows and cruise nights and events for the automotive community. And the tip of the spear is a very fiery woman that loves cars named Nancy Perry. And I caught up with her at Glendale for the latest on what she's up to.
If you've attended a car show or cruising somewhere in the state of Arizona, chances are that it was a Nancy Perry event. So you're known for the car shows and the cruises. I want to hear about your interest of cars. Where did that come from?
That came from when I was a small child. My father owned the junkyards on the south side of Chicago. So I worked in the junkyard for years and did everything my daddy did. I towed cars. I was the first girl to race cars back home. And it's just always been my passion.
Any particular cars that really spoke to you at a young age? Was it the muscle stuff? Was it trucks? Was it off-road?
At a young age, I was into the muscle. My first 65 GTO, 67 GTO, had a 67 split window Corvette. I liked cars like that. As I got older, I liked the 30s, the 40s.
So then how did the car shows and cruising activities come about?
I started off 30 years ago. This is my 30th year. And the largest event in Arizona was Cruise on Central. They said it had to stop. Nobody could do it anymore because you needed police and rent and J. Johns. And everybody said, we're not doing it. And I said, I'll do it. And it was rough the first few years because I was a woman and people didn't take me seriously. But I built it to be such an iconic event. I did it 26 years, twice a year, and people would fly in from all over the country to go to Cruise on Central. When I first moved to Arizona, there was a few car shows here and there, and everybody would sit in the chair. It was basically pretty boring, but I didn't want cruising to die because cruising shouldn't die. This is a hobby that's good for older folks, young people like you, and it needs to continue. It's free family events, so everybody can go and see the cars and go to the car shows. I have great entertainment. It makes everybody happy.
Let's talk about the car that is here at Glendale. There's an Impala. And how did it come into your orbit?
That car belonged to Fritz, my dear friend that passed away. It was bought by Quinn Adams, and he's in Norway, and said, could you run my car through for me? And it'll go to great hands. And it couldn't be in a better place than Mecum, right?
I'm Tyler. I was Fritz's grandson. 66 Chevy Impala SS that we did a little bit together and run it through Mecum. All original, numbers matching. Oh, just looking for it to go to a good home. It's a beautiful car.
I think Mecum, as opposed to the other auctions, of course I've been to them all, is more personable, a much friendlier atmosphere. And all the local guys, all my followers, love Mecum, the way they're treated and the way they sell their cars. And they like that. Yeah. They like to see the face of who they're working with, you know? So just a family thing.
Well, thanks, Nancy. Thanks for sharing your story. And thanks for all you're doing here, really fostering that car community here in Phoenix. It's exciting to see you continue to grow and maybe even add a couple more events if there's time in your schedule.
I'll do that, but it's such an honor to be here and to have Mecum for a sponsor that make all my shows possible. Thank you.
You know, it was really great the night before Nancy joined you in the booth. Laura and I were able to spend some time with her out at dinner, and she truly loves cars and the car culture, and she's made it her absolute mission to just make Arizona the spot, the hub for all things cars. And it was so great listening to her history and her background, and I'm glad she got to stop by the booth and chat with you.
You said it. She really does want Arizona and beyond to be the epicenter for car culture, and she wants to be at the middle of it. I really was impressed by her own car collection, about what she's got. She told me that growing up, her dad owned a junkyard
in the south side of Chicago.
South side of Chicago. And she said some of her like early teenage rides were pretty cool. A GTO, might have been a Corvette, some other stuff.
When you have a dad that, one, is immersed in the car culture, but also has a junkyard, I'm pretty sure you can find and access some pretty amazing vehicles.
But big shout out to Nancy for what she's doing there in Arizona. So great to have her come out to our event. And if you are in that area, if you head over to Nancy Perry Productions, she has a very robust calendar of events. I think stuff.
It's overwhelming.
Almost something every day.
I think almost every day, or at least, you know, a couple times a week. Like, that lady is nonstop. But, you know, we need more people like that love the car culture as much as she does, because we have to foster that in our youth. And I think Nancy's doing a great job, at least in the Arizona market. Something else that she mentioned, Breon, was about how she was able to work with an event to kind of get lowriders included, which I really love that, because we had our experience in Vegas with that lowrider community, and so neat to see all the different facets of how people love these cars. I still think we need to go to California and Long Beach and really immerse ourselves in what I would say is like the hub of the lowriders, you know, and just really, you know, maybe they'll welcome us in like the guys in Las Vegas did, but we need to do a lowrider visit for California. I'm game. All right. Well, from lowriders, Breon, let's scale up and talk about recreational vehicles. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We had some great ones here at the auction that have already sold. Some are coming up, and we couldn't help ourselves. We had to go play in them.
Outside of Mecum Auctions being the trusted source for collector cars and muscle cars, we also sell other things like recreational vehicles. Let's go check it out.
Hey, come on in.
All right, let's go.
Check it out. What do you think?
I love it. Do you know what this is, Matt?
No.
But I do. It is a 2011 Provost XL Royale. Let's go check it out. Oh, look at those crystal glasses.
So fancy.
That's perfect for a mocktail and a cocktail. So I read about this, and all of the interior has been upgraded, including the exterior. They redid the paint in 2019. So they've done a lot of things to, you know, freshen it up a little bit, since it's probably seen a lot of miles out there on the road.
But it's amazing how quiet it is inside compared to the noise outside.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that we're here in a Provost, both sides expand out. So it's pretty big in here now, but imagine when it's parked and ready to go. Imagine how many sneakers I could put in here.
So many sneakers.
Many sneakers. We do sell quite a few collector cars and muscle cars, and a lot of people don't know that we also have these recreational vehicles. A Provost is like the upper echelon, the grand mamas of all RVs, right? So this is living in luxury, well, on wheels. Great for a road trip. What do you think?
I think Route 66 is calling.
Buckle up. We're going to have some fun. First stop, Road Art. What is he doing? Matt, get in the bus. It's time to go. I wish people stopped and watched him when we got people a little bit.
If you're not feeling Breeze champagne taste or that champagne budget, there's all kinds of other options like this Quantum 2022 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Here, let me show you inside. You don't have to stare at the orange juice just because it says concentrate. A little bit tight, but that's also because the pop-out's not extended. We're obviously in the staging lanes. But this is a great option if you don't want to drive something as massive as that one we were in earlier.
And honestly, even though this isn't as big as a Provost we just checked out, there is a lot of space in the shower, so maybe I could give it a whirl.
So a 2006 Dyno Max Grand Sport, Breon, this might be right in between.
No, Matt, I think this is a perfect spot for us. Not just right in between, but the perfect in between. It's got enough space. It's got enough room for sneakers. It's got that great pantry pullout. It's got a wine fridge. It's got a fridge inside. I think this is it.
I was going to say, so great recreation vehicles here. That last one sold, which I thought was awesome. We had a chance to connect with the woman who was selling it. She shared with us some memories about how she had used it.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of interested to see how the next owner is going to use it.
Yeah, her husband and her are in the carnival business or in the fair business, and they travel around, and they also have their 28-year-old son with them, and it was time for them to upgrade, and she was sad to see it go, but it did sell, so I'm excited that it found a new home. It just wasn't our home.
It wasn't our home. And I love how you had the sneaker test. Every vehicle that we went in had to carry a lot or display a lot.
You know, variety is the spice of life, Matt, and if you just have one pair of sneakers, well, that's just not going to work. So you have to make sure there's room for at least 100.
Yeah, and I want to give a special shout out to my interpretive dance in the backup camera.
You know, a lot of people when we got out were asking what on earth you were doing. I still don't know what the answer
well,
is
you
to
know,
that.
I just was feeling the vibe of just wanted some good visuals to show there, and just was working on my mime. I forgot that the rope, it doesn't go horizontal or vertical. You have to go horizontal. It's typically how you do the mime.
Work in progress.
Work in progress.
Maybe miming is not your future career.
Backup camera miming. It's a very unique subset of the hobby.
Yeah.
But we did have a lot of fun. And of course, as always, if you want to find out more about those consignments, come out to the auction or check them out on Mecum.com.
Yep.
Another very unique consignment, Brian, here is a custom truck. We have no shortage of those here in Texas. The Texas market just loves haulers of all kinds.
They do.
They really do. And we, Alyssa and I caught up with Kevin, who's got a really slick C10, and I had to know the story. I'm with Kevin, and behind us is his killer 67 C10 custom truck. Kevin, this is a radical rig. What's the story?
So fortunately, I was able to buy this truck from a good friend of mine. It was about 80% completed, and we took it home and just finished up all the things with it and really tried to take it over the top.
What are some of the specs on it?
So the truck, the gentleman that originally built the truck was really into horsepower and making them go fast. So the engine in this thing is absolutely killer. It's a 402 cubic inch LS. Big cam, steel cranking rods, ported heads, all the goodies that you would look for. 4L80 transmission with overdrive, Holley Terminator fuel injection. Thing just runs killer. We didn't do a whole lot mechanically other than some fine tuning, but the rest of the truck, when I got the truck was solid gray. We did all of the trim, two-tone paint, did the wheels, changed the stance, lowered it down, finished the interior.
Is this your first experience attending a Mecum auction?
No, I've been coming for probably 5 or 6 years. This year I brought 3 vehicles to sell. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but they've been great.
How early do you recommend for people to start planning to come to an auction with a vehicle?
At least 6 months. There's a lot goes into getting the vehicles, making sure everything's good and the batteries are up and little things are fixed and they're clean and ready to sell. I mean, you want to bring them as presentable as you can. I also try to make myself accessible to the buyers. I don't want to pester people, but I also, if I've seen someone looking at a vehicle numerous times, I have no problem saying hello to that person and asking if they've got any questions.
Have you had the opportunity to buy a vehicle from a Mecum auction?
Yes, I've sold more than I've purchased, but I have bought several vehicles from Mecum. So I bought a few up on the block while they cross, but I've bought most of them with the bid goes on after the sale. A lot of times sellers will run a vehicle across, maybe they're a little overwhelmed by the process, and then decide they should have sold the vehicle. So the bid goes on, and I've had really good luck negotiating deals that way with the auction. If you're buying on the internet or a phone bidder, Mecum does offer a great service. They'll have people go out, take a more in-depth look at the vehicle for you, give you really good feedback. These are knowledgeable people. They know what they're doing. So, and I've done that as well. You make relationships with these people. They've been with the company a long time, and you can trust them.
Well, thanks, Kevin, for the details. This is a real cool truck, and I'm excited to see it across the block later today.
Appreciate it.
I have to say that is a real cool truck.
I like the color of it. It's Destroyer Gray.
Yep.
That's a really neat color there. And I just love how he Kevin said that he's been driving, I think, for a couple weeks, dialing it in a little bit, make sure everything's working well. I think he's sad to see it go.
Yeah, maybe the helmet will look really good placed in the back. We asked Kayla from our digital team to run over and switch out our table topper just so we could give everyone a close-up look at this helmet. I think it's great on the table, in your she shed, in your garage, in your man cave, wherever you want to put it. But it's a great novelty piece.
It is, yeah. Not approved for racing when it be in
not
competition.
Approved for riding or anything like that. It is just a display piece.
Just display, yeah. But lots of great stuff over there. If you're in the area, come out, hang out with us today. We've got one more full day here at the NRG Center. Lots of great cars and trucks.
We have some fans to say hello to, don't we?
We do, yeah. We've got Fabio from Davie, Florida. I wonder if Fabio comes to any of our Florida events.
Like Kissimmee.
Like Kissimmee.
We're there twice.
There twice.
Yes, we are.
We've also got Kevin from Portland, Tennessee.
Well, hopefully you weathered the storms there. I know Tennessee got really hard hit the last couple days with the thunderstorms and the heavy rain. So hopefully you escaped that.
And Mark from Phoenix. I've got to know, Mark, have you been to a Nancy Perry car show?
Or have you been to a Mecum event?
Or a Mecum event,
yeah.
Of course. And then Dave from Pennsylvania. Dave, are we going to see you at Harrisburg?
We better see you at Harrisburg.
We'll see you at Harrisburg. And wherever you're watching us, drop us a comment, give us a like. Let us know what you're most excited about that's crossing the auction block. And we are signing off, Brian, but TV coverage is kicking off very soon.
And we're going to be able to celebrate our 50th episode next time you see us.